I feel like if you are at a point of your life where you feel like, man, I wish that I'm in a totally different situation. I wish I'm in a totally different situation. Or like just you just have that moment where you just feel like, oh man, life just sucks, man. Like, damn. I feel like I get that. You know what I mean? Like I get that. You know, like the thought of just thinking that this is not how things are supposed to be. Like I was so much happier back then, or maybe you think you compare yourself to your friends and whatsoever. You see them living their lives, and you think to yourself, they look so happy. Why am I not? You feel like everyone else has their life figured out, and here you are lost. And though you may know, like deep down, that they may not be true, that people may not have their lives figured out, you know. But somehow there's this part of you that just thinks that I'm not exactly where I feel I'm supposed to be. But I just want to remind you that it's like you are where you're supposed to be. Where you are at your life is where you're meant to be. And the reason why I say that is because one day you're gonna look back, to this day, and you're gonna be like, I understand why I had to go through that. Oh, I understand why I had to live like that, or why I had to do, why I had to experience whatever it is I had to experience. But like a lot of times when we like go through life, a lot of people like that I know of, they like to say just go with the flow, see where life brings you. And I think that I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how to live your life. Of course, I'm not gonna do that. But I feel like, you know, um, while there's a certain beauty into letting life do itself, letting life be life. I think at some point in time you have to learn how to take control of your own. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be something so drastic. You can literally go as something like, doing something different in your life. For example, like if let's say like, if you look at your daily life activities and there's a certain place that you normally eat. Maybe one day switch it up. Try something different. Do one thing different. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. I think that's just the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? Of just where your life is right now. There's so much beauty in life and blessings that we have yet to experience. And because we are so focused into one thing, it's like we put all like these limits to ourselves. It's like, oh, if I don't get my diploma, or if I don't have this certain amount of money in my bank account, or if I don't have a certain someone, or whatever it is, I feel like we are so stuck with this thinking that, oh, this is how things are supposed to be, but they aren't, and therefore life sucks. Like, come on. And I'm a victim of that. And I understand why we all think in that way. But life goes on. No matter what happens. That's what I've learned. Life goes on. You know what I mean? Like, life goes on. It's like, you fail a test. Life goes on. It's like, someone left you. Life goes on. I'm not trying to invalidate anything here. I'm not trying to say that whatever it is they're going through is invalid or it isn't worth the pain. I understand that. But oftentimes we rob ourselves from chances or opportunities into making our lives better because we are so stuck with this mindset that this isn't how things are supposed to be. I think for me right now, what I've learned a lot is just no matter what happens in life, we just try to live the very present moment. And that's it. And whatever that means. Whatever that means. If I was just to tell you what I do in my life to make myself feel like life is worth living. Bro, I would tell you the most dumbest thing. I'll tell you the dumbest thing, literally. I would say to you, I feel like, during the day, one of the things I always look forward to is just sometimes looking at TikTok and then I see the dumbest videos, the most brain rot things, and I just have a laugh. And I just it's that moment of joy. And I just think to myself, it's that's funny. That's something to look forward to. Or for example, because I gym a lot, I just think to myself, you know what, it'll be a sick session for me to get into the gym and just lift and just, work on me. I think that's one thing that I kind of build within myself to just, I guess, get myself going every single day. It's just to have at least one thing to look forward to every time. No matter how small, no matter how big, it's just tell myself, hey, look, you have one thing that you can look forward to, Yeah. That being said, I think, things are gonna be okay. Things are gonna be fine. And I love this. I love to say this a lot of times. If it's not right, it's not the end. And it's not the end if it's not right. Okay? As long as you have yourself, trust me, when I say this, as long as you have yourself, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. Right? With that, I'll end the video. So, I hope you guys have a nice day, or a nice evening, or whatever it is, time you're watching this, or whoever is watching it. Have a blessed life, and peace.